Let's say you grow 2,000 subscribers every month. You just do the math and you might go, well, Sean, it's going to be like 3 years until I get to 100,000 subscribers. Are you kidding me? You did the math, you reverse engineer back from the target and you go, oh, for 3 years, it seems so long. My friend, this viral world we live in where unicorns blow up overnight, not only is that not the norm, but also imagine if you were to go talk to your grandfather or your grandmother who grew up in a small town running a small business and you're like, Grandma, I'm just complaining because it's going to take me 3 years to get to 100,000 humans subscribed to my digital YouTube channel. Can we talk in reality here? Can we talk in real terms? Be patient. Great things take time.
Do you have a goal of getting your YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers? Do you want to hold that silver play button in your hands when you reach that goal? Well, I'm excited because on today's episode of the Think Media podcast, we're diving into the community questions. And a question came in from you about how to get to 100,000 subscribers. My name is Heather Torres, and I am the host of the Think Media podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your influence on YouTube and then turn that influence into a high impact and a high profit online business. I want to welcome you if this is your first time to the podcast. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being a part of our community. If you've not already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're consuming this content. We bring out a brand new episode every single Tuesday, so you want to make sure you're there for our Tuesday ritual. Well, on today's episode, we're getting right into your questions. So let's dive into it right now.
What got you here won't get you there. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in business as well as YouTube is that a lot of times the activities and the actions that it takes to, say, get your first 100 or your first 1,000 or even 10,000 subscribers aren't necessarily the same kind of activities to get you to the next level. This is true in business. You hit ceilings, you hit plateaus. And so we have different questions coming in. And specifically, one of the people in our community was talking about being at 17,000 subscribers. Let me know, have you crossed that 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 subscriber mark? And are you now on that next journey of how do I get to 100,000? How do I get my silver play button? I wrote down a couple ideas that I think will really help you grow if you're trying to scale to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And number one is double down on winning content. Ask yourself, what are the best performing videos in my library currently? And a way to identify best performing is, of course, your YouTube analytics will tell you your top viewed videos, your videos with the most minutes watched, your videos that are driving the most subscribers. And your goal is make part twos. We say success leaves clues, make part twos. So double down on the content that's already winning because that can accelerate your subscriber growth. There's actually a very cool tool we use from vidIQ. It's called the Channel Audit Tool. And if you haven't actually started using vidIQ yet, highly recommended. Our affiliate link is vidiq.com/think, and we'll link that up in the show notes. That'll actually get you a free month of the Boost plan. And you can use this Channel Audit Tool. It tells you what content to double down on, but specifically, it shows you which videos have driven the most subscribers. If you're defining your target as how do I grow my subscribers faster, you want to make part twos of the actual videos that are driving subscribers. So what videos are performing best in your library? What can you identify in your analytics of your top videos of all time? Follow up with those with another follow-up or possibly a series. Build a whole series around that video. Number two, increase your upload quantity. Now this might seem basic, but how do I get to 100,000? I'm getting what I'm getting now. One of the best ways to grow faster on YouTube is to upload more videos to YouTube. Wow, Sean, I didn't know we were going to get that deep on the podcast, but I mean it. If you can keep your quality consistent, you're going to grow twice as fast, theoretically, if you upload twice as many videos. So the question is, okay, how could I increase my upload frequency? Because I know what you might be thinking. You're thinking, man, it's hard enough to just get my 1 or 2 videos uploaded a week. I can't even be consistent weekly when it comes to editing and all of these other things. And it kind of reminds me, I read a book once called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it said that, Robert Kiyosaki was saying there was 2 mentalities when it came to like his poor dad was, I believe, his biological father who kind of was, working and just kind of your 9-to-5 job. His rich dad was like a mentor who sort of was running businesses and thought a lot about leverage and maximizing time. And so his thing was, my poor dad would say, I can't afford it. And my rich dad would say, how can I afford it? Sometimes our mindset could say, I can't upload more videos. But the unstoppable mindset says, how can I upload more videos? Could I simplify them? Could I hire somebody? Could I chop some video? Like if you figure it out, and potentially you will double your views when you double your uploads. And even if you don't, because it doesn't work quite that linear, you're just giving yourself more at-bats, more chances for a breakout video. You upload 10 videos a year, you got 10 chances for a video to go viral or micro-viral. You upload 20 videos a year, you just doubled your chances. So think about, how can I increase my upload quantity? Number 3, how can I increase my upload quality? Now, if you've been a part of the Think Media podcast for any length of time, we encourage you, get 1% better with every upload. Well, that's great, but ultimately it's not just, trying to get a little bit better. When I say quality, I actually mean, how could I put out some hitters, some bangers? How could I really think about making a hero video, a video that I take some extra time in the topic, some extra time in the editing, some extra time in the big idea and the title, and really put something out? Because the crazy thing about YouTube is oftentimes one breakout video, one really significant ranked video, or one really significant video that's really being pushed by the algorithm can disproportionately grow your channel. And so how can you upload quality? I don't just mean good lighting. I don't just mean a better camera. In fact, that's probably not what's going to move the needle the most. I mean better storytelling. I mean a better hook. I mean just better understanding of who the viewer is. So ask yourself, how can I actually improve the quality of the videos I'm putting out now that's going to get you to 100,000 subscribers faster? Number 4, experiment with new video topics and formats. I want to congratulate you if you hit that 5,000, 10,000, 17,000 subscriber mark. You've accomplished a lot. It's very difficult to hit those targets. You've crossed some major benchmarks. I know it has not come without work, without pain. If you've been consistent on YouTube, no matter what your channel size for any length of time, it's challenging. And I've been there, done that. So I relate with what you've been through. But what can happen in the grind of YouTube, the day-to-day, the consistency? What happens is sometimes you put your head down and you even forget how hard you're working. You even forget, the late nights of editing, or editing in between when the kids are taking a nap, or planning out your videos, a little bit here, a little bit there, in between your chores and work and other things you got going on. It's hard work, especially when you're hustling on the side. But what can happen is we fall into a rut. We just fall into a rut of we think we can only do it one way. We fall into a rut with our creativity. We fall into a rut with our content formats. What do I mean by content formats? We're only doing talking head videos. We hadn't even sat down to think it'd be possible to do a video that's kind of voiceover of B-roll and stock footage. We're only doing talking head videos. We hadn't even thought that it'd be possible to grab a whiteboard and do kind of like a draw out, education or something on the whiteboard. We hadn't even thought it'd be possible to do like a webinar style video over a keynote presentation or a PowerPoint presentation. I'm just saying different content form. We hadn't even thought about inviting some people to interview on our channel using StreamYard. We haven't thought about kind of shaking up the apple cart of the way we've been doing things on our channel. And if you want to trigger growth, consider experimenting with new video topics and formats. Now, you want to know what is your brand and your value proposition and who you're trying to reach. But I promise you, friend, like we can sometimes get into a creative rut, and just like writers have writer's block, we have video block, but there's unlimited possibilities for you. When you step to YouTube, it is a blank canvas. The music, the words you say, the videos, the way you edit, who you collaborate with, what you do, like there's so much creativity there, but sometimes we just get in a rut. So how could you get out of that rut? And here's one of the big tips on here if we get really nitty gritty on this journey from say 0 to 10,000 versus 0 to 100,000. Oftentimes when you're starting a YouTube channel from scratch, I really recommend search-based content be the method you use to grow your channel. Now, that doesn't mean you ever have to ever stop using search-based content. We continue to do it all day, every day at Think Media. But especially when you're starting, you don't really have like a seed audience. You don't really have, it's almost like when you're building your first group of subscribers, you're building a street team. You're building a group of people that will engage with your uploads, and you have almost like a test group, a small group that if they really love an upload that you post, that then YouTube sees the 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers on your channel, engage with that. So they start sharing it with others. So when you start your channel, search-based is a good way to start. Long tail keywords, very niche topics, you start getting that basis of viewership. But if you really want to scale your YouTube channel fast, suggested-based videos are one of the best ways to do it. And never forget that 75% of traffic on YouTube comes from YouTube's algorithm recommending videos to people. So what I mean is, in Think Media, we might do a video like how to do a jump cut in Adobe Premiere. Just a very practical search-based video. Probably never, it would never probably go viral. It might get 1 million views over 4 years because it's utility and people are looking for it. But a suggested-based video, it might be something around a trending topic. It might be, the title's not so practical. The title is, "This Weird Video Editing Secret Saved Me Hours." That's that suggested mentality, a little more mystery in the thumbnail. So what I'm suggesting, and we can't really unpack this whole idea, but number 4 is if you get out of your rut, experiment with new video topics and new video formats, and maybe if you've really been subscriber by subscriber growing with search-based, you can scale to 100,000 subscribers faster by shifting your mentality into suggested-based types of videos. And again, for more on that, if you haven't seen, our podcast or our masterclass, you can always go to thinkmasterclass.com, and we go deeper on really crafting content and some nuances with that, because I know that was maybe a deeper concept. And so that free class is at thinkmasterclass.com. Number 5, man, how do I scale to 100,000 subscribers? Hire help. Hire help. And ask yourself, is it time to hire help? Now, if you're new to the Think Media podcast, I encourage you to check our library out on Apple or Spotify or in the YouTube video library, because we have an episode with tips on when to hire on YouTube. But I encourage you to hire help, because now let's think about it. You've already got some momentum. You've already got to 10,000 subs, 20,000. So how do you go faster? Well, you got to recognize you still only have 24 hours in a day. But when you start working with somebody else, you're multiplying your efforts. You're able to go further faster because there's more people working on the channel. Even if that's someone helping 5 hours a week with administrative work and delegating video editing, you could regain 10, 20 hours a week, depending on how much time you're spending video editing. So you go back to, how can I increase my upload quantity and quality? One way could be to hire help. And it just kind of reminds me of my journey. I went full-time on YouTube at 16,000 subscribers by necessity, because my freelance clients all let me go. 3 freelance clients in 3 weeks' time. One was paying me $1,000 a month, and the other 2 were paying me $2,000 a month. So about $60,000 a year from these 3 freelance clients. But 3 weeks in a row, October 2015, they all fired me. So after the 4th week of Ben & Jerry's and Netflix and just trying to get my emotional confidence back, I decided to go all in on YouTube. And I was at 16,000 subscribers on Think Media. And so I went all in. I'll tell you this. Step 1, I did exactly what I'm telling you to do here. I doubled down on the videos I knew would work, doubled down on winning content. I increased my upload quantity by myself, editing, shooting, titles, hustling. I increased my upload quality. I was no longer doing freelance work. Hustling on things. I started to experiment a little bit, but I've actually focused heavily on search-based content and practical utility content and content that could be monetized. That was very profit-based because I was trying to actually make YouTube a full-time thing. I was trying to recover the $5,000 a month that I lost to say, hey, can I actually do this YouTube channel? So I was very focused on the topics I was doing. And I immediately started thinking about hiring help. Help started to come in, whether it was someone that just kind of volunteered and was an intern, and then I hired him on, and a contractor. And in those days, Heather Torres started helping us build out products. And she worked for free at first on a percentage of products that didn't exist yet because she had a vision for the future. She's an entrepreneur. She's an intrapreneur. She's like, all right, yeah, I'll work on when this thing sells, even if we don't start selling this thing for 8 months. But it was this hire help mentality. And there's no question. Again, what I'm telling you is the mindset of hiring help. To think, for me to get from 10K to 100K subs, I don't know if I can afford it yet. Still think about it. I don't know if I can actually make that jump yet. Still be thinking about it. Be looking at how you could do it. Remember, the mindset, I can't hire help. The other question, how can I hire help? How could I hire help? Who could potentially help me? Could I enlist a family member to volunteer for a few months with the potential, with real targets? Hey, if you help me hit this particular amount of monthly revenue, open transparency. Hey friend, like if we can get this YouTube thing to generating 5K a month or 10K a month, when we cross that threshold, I'll cut you in and I'll start paying you $2,500 a month. So let's try to build together. I know you got a little extra time and we have a vision for this. How could I enlist somebody to help me? Could you get interns from a local, media college or a local college working in the film department that need credit? Could you get a volunteer, somebody that wants to partner with what you're doing that is at your local church? Or could you just pony up the money and reinvest the dollars from your 15,000 subscriber YouTube channel into other people to help you scale faster, rather than taking all of the seed you've gathered so far and quitting your day job? Maybe you kind of stay anchored in your day job, invest that money into building a team around your side hustle so that it blows up faster. Hire help. You want to get to 100,000 subscribers faster. Those are a couple ideas. And then finally, kind of a bonus tip is do the math and be patient. So when I say do the math, ask yourself this question. Go into your YouTube analytics and see how many subscribers your channel grows every month. More accurately, see how many subscribers your channel grew in the last 6 months. The math of how long it's going to take you to get to 100,000 subscribers would be revealed there. So let's say you grow 2,000 subscribers every month. You just do the math and you might go, well, Sean, it's going to be like 3 years until I get to 100,000 subscribers. Are you kidding me? You did the math, you reverse engineer back from the target and you go, oh, 3 years, it seems so long. My friend, this viral world we live in where unicorns blow up overnight, not only is that not the norm, but also imagine if you were to go talk to your grandfather or your grandmother who grew up in a small town running a small business and you're like, Grandma, I'm just complaining because it's going to take me 3 years to get to 100,000 humans subscribed to my digital YouTube channel. Can we talk in reality here? Can we talk in real terms? Be patient. Great things take time. Would you be okay if 5 years from now, then you get your silver play button? Everybody wants a medal for the work after doing work for 7 days. It'd be like an employee comes to you and is like, hey, I've worked at the company for 7 days. Can I get a gold medal? No, you can get a LaCroix from the company refrigerator and get back to work. Great things take time, bruh. And so do the math. And then just be like, it might just be okay. Listen, what if you just didn't grow faster? What if you just grew healthily over time? You're like, oh yeah, I am growing 1,000 subscribers a month. So it's going to take me 52 months to get there if I can just sustain what I'm doing now. And I'll be okay with that. Not everything has to be viral. And that's super significant. Sometimes slow growth is healthy growth. So do the math and be patient. You know, I've said in the past that YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. And then my friend Roberto Blake once, I heard him say, he goes, you know, actually it's more like an ultra marathon. It's not a sprint. And I'm like, sure, bro. I'm sure you would one-up me. And then I heard somebody else recently say, dude, YouTube's like an Ironman, not a sprint. And I'm like, where are we going with this? Like what are these analogies? So I'm going to one-up everybody. YouTube is like an epic 5, not a sprint. It doesn't hit as hard because nobody knows what that is. If you haven't heard of the epic 5, it's 5 Ironmans on 5 Hawaiian islands in 1 week. Rich Roll and this other guy did it. So I'm just trying to one-up my peers. You get the point. The point is, great things take time. Be patient. It's not a sprint to 100,000. YouTube is an epic 5 Ironman, 5 Ironmans on 5 Hawaiian islands. It's exhausting. It takes time. So pace yourself. Get your mind locked in for battle. Get your mind locked in for slow and steady wins. Be grateful for every step on the journey. Do the math. Think about how you can make small tweaks to increase your growth and your subscriber growth. But just embrace the journey. Embrace the process. It's going to be okay. And that silver play button is going to feel so great. Imagine, picture the emotions. You know, even think about what you'll feel like when YouTube mails you that silver play button. On the other side of all the work and all the late nights and the videos that won and the seasons and even the months where growth was extra slow. But then those times when growth was faster. Those seasons will kind of merge together and you'll look back with gratitude, with confidence, with appreciation of the sacrifice and the hard work that you put in to get there. So be patient and never forget, YouTube is an ultra marathon Ironman Epic 5 and not a sprint.
Well, I hoped that content helped you figure out how you can start moving towards that 100,000 subscriber goal. And I have some action items for you, some questions to ask you around what do you need to do next? Where do you need to take action on your YouTube channel to help you get to that 100,000 subscribers? Out of those tips, which action do you want to take? Do you need to make part 2s? And here's the tip. You don't actually have to label it part 2 in the title. It's just your knowledge of knowing it's a part 2 to a video that's been doing really great. What videos are performing best on your channel? Have you gone into your analytics? Have you seen what videos are actually performing? Are you seeing what videos are working and what videos aren't? Which ones can you dive into more and more? Do you need to increase your uploads? I know this is something that I'm always thinking about. How can I make this process easier? How can I make 2 videos instead of 1 video? How can I get more eyeballs on my channel? What do you need to do differently? Do you need to simplify your videos? Do you need to make 2 videos instead of 1 that are easier to make rather than 1 hard, long video? Do you need to make your videos better? Maybe the quality of the video could increase, maybe adding B-roll or understanding the storyline more. All of these things can help you increase how long people stay on your videos and how many people are finding them ultimately in the end. Should you test new video types or structures or content formulas? I think this is one thing that we challenge so many of our Think community members with, the idea of just because you've done something doesn't mean that's the only way you have to do it. Could you go live? Could you make where you're doing Q&As just like this, where you don't necessarily have to spend a ton of time making before and after videos or something like that? And do you need help? I mean, honestly, think about this. Is this something you need to be looking forward to in your business? Should you be getting someone to help you part-time with the kids? Do you need help with editing? Again, like Sean said, it doesn't have to be someone that you pay an enormous amount for. It could be someone who just wants to be a part of the vision that you're on. Maybe it's someone who you could use the AdSense revenue to pay for their editing skills, or maybe you need someone to help you with thumbnails or building out the back end of your business. Where do you need help? And is that the next step for you? Most people who are succeeding on YouTube right now are not doing this alone. So take that to heart when you think about what you need to do next to get to 100,000 subscribers. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this Think Podcast community. And thank you so much for the people who have left a review and rated the podcast. I would love to encourage you to go over and do that next if you haven't already. And I want to shout out Jem today. I love that Jem said, this is the free 99 university. That's right. This podcast is completely free. Jem says their content is so worth listening to. I've gone to their conference and their episodes are very much like it. So listen, learn. It's worth it. Well, thank you so much, Jem, for being a part of our community, leaving that review and letting us know that this is the podcast for you. That's right. This is free and it is like a university level. And I want to let you know about one more thing. If you've not taken our free YouTube class, that is your next step. We have a brand new YouTube class ready and waiting for you at thinkmasterclass.com. And on this class, Sean's going to be showing you the one simple YouTube strategy where he turned $130 into $19,323 with one single YouTube video. Make sure you register for that free class if you want to take advantage and learn how we think really strategically about YouTube and how you can do the same thing. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this community, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.